Good day, guys. This is your tutor engineer. Today we are continuing with our series of data handling. We'll be discussing today a stem and leaf method. So let's start with our today's lesson. At Willow Vale Secondary School, it was decided that learners would be encouraged to donate presents for orphaned children during the last 20 school days before the holidays. The following data shows the number of presents donated each day over a period of 20 days. So take note that presents will be our units of the data, and then the 20 will be n, 20 days. So it will be n, our sample size. So the question is, use stem and leaf method to calculate A, the mean. So when you're talking about stem and leaf method, if you have a number, for example, say you have a 46, you need to represent it in a stem and a leaf format. So you're gonna write 4. The first number here is gonna be a stem, then the last number is a leaf. So that's how you write a 46. This is actually a 46, it's not a 4 and 6. So this is exactly what you're gonna be doing. So let's start with our data. So the first thing we're going to do, we have to write a table. So our table is going to be comprising of stems. So the first column here, I'm going to write stems, and then the next column is going to be leaves. So the stems, my data has 10s, it has 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s. So I'm going to write the stems: 1 for 10s, 2 for 20s, 3 for 30s, 4 for 40s, and 5 for 50s. Those are my stems. And then my leaves, my first leaf for the 10s is 13. So I'm going to write a 13, like it's not a 3, it's a 13. So just remember that. I've seen a lot of students making a mistake here. Okay, the next one is 14. So we're going to write a 14 in this way. So we are done with the 10s. And then for the 20s, we've got 25. So 25, and we've got 20. Just remember, I've not rearranged in an ascending order yet. I'm still going to rearrange. I'm just putting down whatever I've been given to make sure that I account for all the numbers. Okay, here you've got a 23. So write a 3, it's going to be a 23. And then that's it for the 20s. For the 30s, there's a 31 and a 32. So just 31 and then a 32. And then on this line, you've got a 36, a 32. So you write a 6, 2, that's a 36 and a 32. 33, 32, 33, 32. And then we have another 32 there. Okay, so for the 40s, for the stem of 4, we have 43. And then we have 44. And then we have another 44 over there. 44 and a 45, right? So let's just write 44 and a 45. Then we're done with the 40s. Then for the 50s, for the 57, write a 57, 52, write a 52, and a 51. So 51. Okay. So now let me write my leaves in an ascending order. Already on my 10s, I've got them in an ascending order. And then on my 20s, for a stem of 2, 0 comes first, then a 3, then a 4, then a 5. And then for a stem of 3, 1 comes first, and then I've got about, how many 2s? About 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4 2s, and then a 3 and a 6. Okay, the stem of 4 has leaves in an ascending order already, so let's just write it as is. And then, okay, you see what I did here? I'll show you. Okay, for the 5s, the stem of 5, you see I wrote a 51 literally. I was not supposed to do this. Let's just cancel a 5. Just have to write a 1. It's going to be a 51. So writing this in an ascending order, it's a 1, 2, and then 7. Okay, let me just now, the next step now is to ensure that my data is everything has been accounted for. I have not left anything out. So I'm gonna count. Okay, let me just call this column check count. I'm gonna count the leaves to see if they correspond with the number of with the sample size of 20. So here I've got 2 leaves, 3, 13 and 14. Here I've got 4 of them. And then here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 leaves. And then I've got 4 leaves here and then 3 leaves here. What's the total? So the total must give me a 20, which is 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 7. And we get a 13. 13 plus 4, 17, plus 3 is 20. So all the numbers have been accounted for. And then let's just now try and answer the question. Remember, the first question says, question A, calculates the mean. We've discussed that the mean is the total divided by the sample size. We know that the sample size is 20, but we need to work out the total. There's no easy way to work out the total, but to just do it manually. So let me just open another column here. Let me just call it sum. And then that's where I'm going to add all the numbers. So the first line, I'm going to say 13 plus 14, and then I'm going to write a sum for it. So 13 plus 14 is a 27. And then the second line for a stem of 2 is 20. We have a 20 plus 23 plus 24 plus 25, which gives us a 92. And then for the stem of 3, we have 31 plus, there are 4 32s plus 33 plus 36. So we have 228 if we sum everything up. And then for a stem of 4, you have 43 plus 2 44s plus 45. So you've got about here, the total is 176. And then for a stem of 5, we have 51 plus 52 plus 57. So you get 160. Let's just get the total. Set the total for all the numbers. So the total is 683. That's the one you're going to use to calculate the mean. So now the mean will be 683 divided by 20, which is going to give us 34, about 34 presents. Okay, let's just remember the units, presents. Okay, now we've dealt with the mean. Now let's go to the median. So remember that the median is the midpoint of your data. Okay, let me just simplify a median so that it's easy and you don't make a mistake. I'll write question B here for a median. So remember, looking at the leaves here, let's write the data in an ascending order. We have a 13, we have a 14, and then that's for the stem of 1, right? For the stem of 2, we have a 20, and remember I'm here now, and then I'm using these leaves here. So the first number there is 20, 23, 24, 25. And then for the stem of 3, I'm here. I have a 31, 32, 32, 32, 32. There are 4 32s, then 33, then 36. And then for a stem of 4, I have 43, 44, 44, and then let's just continue from here, 45. Okay, so and then for the stem of 5, 51, 52, 57. So I've written my data in an ascending order. So remember, the median is the midpoint of our data. So our data is 20. So I'm going to count halfway from my left until I get to 10, because 10 is the half of 20. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is my midpoint, counting from 13. Now counting from 57, I'm going to count halfway as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I get it, 32. So once both numbers counting from the left and right are the same, like 32 in this case, so we can safely write to say our median is going to be 32, because the median is going to be the average of 32 plus 32 divided by 2, which is going to be 32. So yes, so I think we are done with the median. I hope I didn't lose you there and you are with me all the way. Okay, now let's calculate the range. Okay, you remember the range? We're talking about the highest value on our data. Luckily, we've arranged our data. The highest value is 57, and then the lowest value is 13. So you're gonna say highest value is 57 minus 13, which is gonna give us 57 minus 13, 44 presents. Remember, even the median is presents for units. And then the final question, question D, says find the mode. So the mode is the number that occurs more than any other number on our data. Let me just use a different pen for that. So you can see that 32 occurs more than any other number. Okay, 32 starts from here all the way there. There are 4 32s. There is no other number that occurs more than 4 times like 32. So basically our mode, we're going to say 32 presents. That's going to be our mode. Okay, this is where you're going to end for today. So stay tuned for my next video. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did like my lesson, remember to subscribe and to like the video. Okay, thank you. Stay tuned for the next video. Keep well and cheers.